Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So can you tell me? I think I need to adjust the camera. It's fine now. It's fine. Just set up. Okay, now it's good. I'm good. So we have two parts. Yeah. So can you tell me more about the journey and how you got into the natural skincare business?
Yeah, I definitely can. So my name is Lilia Ivanov, and I am the founder and formulator at Lilixir, your beauty potion made by nature. So Lilixir is a Canadian natural beauty brand from Montreal, Quebec. Quebec is the French part of Canada, and we create high-performance organic and natural skincare formulations for conscious consumers who would like to benefit from a premium experience. So the name of the brand Lilixir is created in the homage of Quebec because the name itself it's formed as a fusion from the lily flower, the lily, and elixir that talks about what we do. So the lily flower is also, it's a plant, it's a resilient flower, and it's also the symbol of Quebec. So it's like on Quebec flag, there is a lily flower. So when creating the brand, we decided to keep the color of the flag, the blue, and the symbol of the lily flower as part of our brand. So like that, we will tell everyone that we are from Quebec. So
Okay.
how that's the story behind the brand.
So my next question is what sets of Lilixir is a different from apart from the different brands who are selling the same kind of skincare in the same sector like premium brands?
Yeah, so starting we when we decided to create this beauty brand, we defined five brand pillars that will make us stand apart from the market and from other brands, right? So the first one is natural beauty. What this means is that all our products are entirely natural. So we use only plant-based extracts to create the formulations. And the second one is organic ingredients. So again, all our ingredients are certified organic. So even like on the market, you see a lot of brands having natural skincare. Not all of them will have the actual certification that they are organic. And then the third pillar is science-based formulations. So when we create the formulations, we base everything on science. So we choose only the ingredients that have been scientifically proven to be efficient, not just because the ingredients are beautiful or because somebody said that it works. We always base on science. And the next one is diversity and inclusion. So when we create products, we think about how can we include more people. Like our products are not specific per gender, so they will work for female, for male, for non-binaries, for everyone. Like it doesn't matter how you identify as a sex or as a like the race. For us, everybody has the right and can benefit from this product. And the last one is sustainable and cruelty-free. So I think sustainability is one of the topics that we are going to discuss today. And cruelty-free is that we do not use any animal byproducts, or we do not make any tests on the animals to identify that the products are effective. And we also got already the cruelty-free certification. In North America, there is this company called Leaping Bunny that you can apply, and so they will verify that you and all the supply chains, like our suppliers that we buy ingredients from, they are also certified cruelty-free. So all these five pillars together would make Lilixir and make us stand apart from whatever is on the market.
So the process, as you told me, is very like most of the people that they have a tagline like cruelty free or like a plant-based product, but they are not that deep. Like they just don't care about the where the ingredients come from, or they just knew that what they are making is vegan, but they don't know who's the supplier. They just bought things online. So yeah, it's very deep because you're in a sector of a premium brand, so you're doing a great job by seeing where the ingredients coming from and how they process it and how it come to you. So you're looking all of the process, and it's really interesting about how you're working.
Yeah, thank you so much. It really makes a difference. And I think that nowadays consumers, they also would like to know more about the brands, like who's making the product, where is it coming from, how is it sustainable or not. I mean, I think nowadays we need to adapt to whatever consumers need and want.
So what are some common misconceptions that people have about natural skincare, and how do you address them?
I think the most common that I saw until now is the vegan conception. So people, most of them think that vegan is plant-based. Like whenever they buying a product and it's marked as vegan, they think, oh, it's natural, it's plant-based, it's safe. But what vegan means in general is that they do not contain animal byproducts. Like there is nothing animal in it. But this doesn't necessarily mean that it's plant-based. So everything that's made in a lab, for example, the synthetic ingredients, they do not contain animal byproducts, right? So by default, everything that's synthetic is also vegan. So I feel like this is one of the concepts that most of the people get disappointed when they check the ingredients and they see that there are half of them are not actually plants. So yeah, I'm trying to, like every time when somebody says that it's vegan, I'm saying, okay, did you check the ingredients? And then from there, you can see if it's actually vegan, if it's actually plant-based or no.
So you are the first person whom I talked to, and I found I relate everything you said, because most of the people especially just regular questions, when people ask, they just try to turn the table and they say this, which is very, the way they tell you, it's like a marketing. They didn't tell you the right thing. They just tell you, because our product have this, that's why you have to use it. That's the shortest answer. If anyone like selling or or like manufacturing a skincare brand. So what can you walk us through your process from your imagination to the production of a skincare product for one of the skincare product?
Yeah, so initially I started to study how to create organic skincare for myself because I just had some free time, so I wanted to do something for myself. So I studied with Formula Botanica and started with one diploma, and then the more you learn, the more you understand that you don't know. So step by step, I think I've almost done all the certifications. Like I have like 6 or 7 certifications already and diplomas. And now I'm doing the advanced diploma in cosmetic science. So this one is going even deeper in the ingredients and the structure of the skin and the absorption levels. And so I also have like certificate in natural cosmetic preservation, in the cosmetic stability testing, in anti-aging products. So this we understand like why a product on the market would be efficient and another one would be less efficient, right? So we are not actually officially launched yet. We are planning to launch next month. Currently, we only offer some samples on the website, so people can try. The samples are for free, but they still need to pay for the shipping, because shipping is a, as you know, is a big cost of the product. So when we create products, you have to think about the shipping and where are you going to sell them, and to think about all the expenses that could arise with that. So because I studied and I have so many formulations, I'm the one who selects the ingredients when creating a new formulas, for example, and starting the formula on the spreadsheet in Excel, writing percentages, and then testing. Testing, I think, is the part that takes the most, because you want to make that product to be efficient, to smell good, to have a light texture, to be absorbed, to work on different skin types, and to address some issue, right? So when you're trying ingredients, the percentage, the quantity of each ingredient can make a difference in the end product. So the testing part is the most, not challenging, but the most interesting part. So you try, if I increase this percentage, if I decrease, what's going to happen? And then you need people to test, like different people with different type of skin, with different type of needs. So they will give you realistic feedback. Somebody likes, somebody doesn't like. For someone it's too greasy, for someone is not absorbing very well. It depends on the person. And then after trials, you arrive at the final formulation. And then you have to think about the, okay, if you want to get that product ready for the market, you need to think about packaging. How is it going to be packed? How are the customers going to use that product? And then you have to think about all the regulations on the packaging. Then you need to declare the ingredients, the size, the amount. That it depends on the country, which each country has different regulations. So when this is why it took like us so long time to before the launch, because we want to be able to sell our products internationally. So you have to adapt to different countries' regulations, and then pass all the tests, and then register the brand name, like get the trademark. So you will be officially allowed to sell under your name. And then getting all the websites, the social media, photography, like the professional photography, so it will look good. And then you can launch the product. So it's a whole process. It takes time and dedication.
I want to say this, that I just love your packaging. I mean, it's very simple, unique, and it doesn't have a lot of creepy stuff. This tagline, just a very simple Lilixir logo, and the box is just amazing. I mean, it looks good. It really looks like a premium brand. When we go out to the market to buy a product, and they have a lot of crap written on the box or in a package, but I visit your website and I see your product, and it's very simple, very clean design, and I think you design it by yourself, right?
No, not entirely. So I worked with a great designer, packaging designer. I don't know if you've heard about her, Giada Tamburino. She is a great designer. So I worked with her to create the brand identity. So to choose the colors, to make the logos, to choose a direction, and then to design the packaging. So, we work together. I tell her what I want, and she comes with some ideas, and then sometimes she gives me some choices, and I have to choose. And it's like a work together like a team. And yeah, but she's really great, and I think we did a great job together. I don't know if you are on our email list, because recently we have disclosed our full-size packaging for our newsletter subscribers. So you have to see the full-size bottles. They're so beautiful. I feel like when I receive them, it's like I want to keep them for myself. I don't want to start selling them to anyone because they are really beautiful, and it's made out of glass that's recyclable, and the packaging is paper, and it's also minimalistic, clean, and from sustainable packaging, like recyclable. All the paper can be recycled, and like the gift box can be reused, so people can not just throw the box, but use it for cosmetics or like a toolbox or something to keep in it. So, yeah.
So how important is sustainability and eco-friendliness to the Lilixir brand values and practices, and what things are you prioritizing to have that factor in your business?
So as part of our mission is to increase awareness about sustainability, to talk to the people, because I think the latest global warming and pollution and the environmental changes, and we've heard lately a lot of natural disasters like wildfires or storms or floods. All these type of changes are created because human, with their consumption, we contribute to the environment. We create whatever we use, we consume, we create environmental degradation. So cosmetic industry has been known as, because of the packaging, of the plastic packaging, a lot of this plastic end up in the oceans and contributes to pollution. So we all, as a humanity and as the beauty brand owners and as individuals, we need to start thinking about being more sustainable and to move towards a more sustainable economy. So sustainability is really one of the main points that we want to put accent when communicating and increasing awareness to the customers, that they also can do some small steps to help the environment. So apart diversity and inclusion, it's also sustainability that it's one of the main points that we are concentrated when talking to the customers.
So how do you see Lilixir evolving and growing in the future, and what are your long-term goals for your brand?
Yeah, so initially we'll start with only 2 products, and I'm trying to make them concentrated solutions, so people would need less quantity to have a good effect on the skin. So less is more. And we'll start with Canadian market because we are from Canada, maybe moving to US and internationally. And we'll see how it goes. For now, we'll start only with 2 products, and then later, if people would ask for more, then maybe we'll introduce more products. But for now, it's only these 2 rejuvenating serums. They are entirely whale-based, and every ingredient is certified organic, and they work for helping your skin improve the natural beauty.
So my next question is what advice would you want to give to a person who wants to start a skincare business or want to enter into the market of handmade or natural skincare? So what advice would you like to give to that person, an individual?
So I think what's important is to start with education, right? Because on the internet there is a lot of wrong information, and because everyone is allowed to publish, to write posts, to write whatever they want, without actual having a background and education in skincare. So if you want to create good products that are efficient and that correct, based on correct information, then you start with education. So I would advise to find some skincare formulation schools that are accredited internationally. So you know that the information that you get from the teachers, from the school, is correct. Because, as I said, on the internet you can find so much wrong information and so much contradictory information, because each person comes with their own experiences or with their own beliefs. So you cannot really trust everything that you find on the internet. So start with a school. This is what I would say. Start with a school. You will learn the correct information, and you will also, spread the correct information to other people. So
That the best part I think about foreign business, especially people who are like starting out or who are selling, they have vision. They just don't want to sell their product. They have vision. They want to solve a problem. But here in my place, we have different situation here. First, people are learning skincare from Google, which is quite horrible, and then they just want to sell they are just trying to sell their products like hair cream or like serum. They just think that if they met every other person have a kind of acne, so they think that acne is the biggest problem in their country. And the second part is pricing. When you're starting out, there's different revenue model and pricing strategy. Like you have a premium model, so you need to use everything good to and see what factors are affecting to your brand or business. So you have to add ingredients or things according to that. But here things are pretty different. Here just people buy some ingredients from the market or order online, see how other people are formulating from Google, and then make a product with a good label and then sell it. Some people even are come from a background state that we are making a natural product, but they are using sulfate. You know well about sulfate, so
yeah.
they are telling everyone that we are making a natural product, but how can you make a natural product with sulfate? So
Yeah. So I totally understand, and I think it's not only in your country, but it's a little bit like that everywhere. There are different type of people that have different type of budgets. Not everyone can afford to buy like premium skincare. So there are companies that create skincare for different budgets, right? And there are also independent people that are trying to create their skincare by themselves. And it's a bit like that everywhere. I don't think you can blame on your country, or it's not only in one place. It's a bit like that everywhere. But yeah, I think people who have background need to be who studied need to be a little bit more vocal. So to tell about that, everyone, to write on the internet, for example, to post more about that. So I think there's an echo, sorry. And to educate, like we, for example, on our website, we have the blog section where we public regularly correct information about the ingredients, about how to correctly take care of your skin, and we intend to do that more and more. To whenever I hear some wrong information on people talking about, I will go and do the proper research, and then post a blog on that. So whenever people need to consult or they have a question, they can go there and read. So yeah, it's the challenge of the century, I think, with the internet, with social media. So this is a life.
So I think the way you are conveying your message, I agree with you for most of the statement. Like, but even the people who, even I'm not talking about a company, just an individual like you and me.
Mhm.
So the individual who just started out to sell their skincare,
Yeah,
they are from, as I told you before, they are formulating from Google, and then they are selling it at a very high price, $10, 10 Canadian dollars is very high in my place. So
yeah. Mhm.
they don't understand that not if you want to do good business, the premium sector is very different than a sector who wanted a skincare that can afford everything. Like most of the skincare come into the bracket of affordability, right?
Yeah,
Affordability and effectiveness. The premium brand is a different sector. They have very a small percentage of people who want something better for them, something that is good for the environment, that is good for all types of environment. I mean, ocean, air, blah blah blah. So that's a premium sector. People care about environment plus their skin. But the sector which is who just care about their skin, so people are just making it high, and they think that selling at a high price will bring them profit. So do you think that a brand who labels as like a brand, not a premium brand, needs to understand that a pricing strategy must be low, or like is more on affordable side, so more people can buy and try it?
yeah. I think every company, when you start the design of a product, you decide the market. You decide who is going to buy your product. Like, what kind of people are going to buy that? Can they afford? Like, what's the maximum price that they can afford to pay for this product? So this starts from the inception. Like, before you create the product, you, like, with the idea, when you want to create a new product, you have to know who are you going to sell it, who is going to buy it, can they afford, what can you do to make it more affordable? Because, yeah, not all the ingredients can be buy at a low cost. Some of them are more expensive, some of them are less expensive, and it's also um, where it is sourced from. Because, for example, if you in your country have some ingredients that are created locally, then for them, for these ingredients for you, they are more affordable, right? So you can use the ingredients from your area, and you will end up with smaller costs of the product. But if you import, then the price goes up. So, yeah.
So So the thing is, we don't make any of the ingredient, skincare ingredient. We also import from China, but the factor is China is near from, like, it's our neighbor, but it's far from Canada, so of course it will cost a lot more than here. So
Yeah.
what the product you are making in your place, about $10 or like $15, here it will cost like $1, $1 or like $2. So it's pretty cheap here. But at the same time, the market is also like the currency, the inflation, the price bracket is also low. If you buy a cream, a regular cream, which you can go and buy from the supermarket, it will cost if it costs around $10 in Canada. So in my country, it will cost around $1. So it's also inflation and price bracket. And I 100% agree with you that the import cost, and now the price of like transportation or shipping cost is more than the cost of the product.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty often it's like that. The shipping cost adds a lot to the final price of the product. So, yeah, that's why sustainability comes here with, like, saving a little bit, encouraging people to use the ingredients and the packaging and whatever it takes for the product from local market. So sustaining local markets can help reducing the cost for the companies, and also saving the environment because of the carbon dioxide that's due to the shipping released in the air. So that's why we need to shift the focus to sustainability and trying to make as much as possible. Of course, it's complicated. We do not have yet everything, and it's not easy, but we can do small steps, right, to be more sustainable and saving money at the same time. So I think the next step would be to spread the message and to encourage consumers to think more sustainable, because they are those who decide what goes, like the demand on the market, right? So if consumers will stop buying, let's say, cosmetic that's packaged in plastic, then the companies won't be motivated anymore to use plastic as packaging. So it's on consumers' side. So they have to decide and to be encouraged to be more sustainable.
So my next question is: do you think that most of the YouTubers who are very famous, and you know them well, there are some of them from Formula Botanica and some are other people. So they showed how they are like packing the product. They also made a skincare product, and you know well about them, like Tarly and few more. So they are using a lot of plastic packaging in their package. So don't you think that they are just promoting the usage of plastic and excess material in a box, in a package?
Yeah, so because a lot of plastics is already on the market, so I think people from now on starting to moving out from plastic, but because these boxes already exist, so they need to do something with them, right? To use them somehow, and a lot of them are trying to introduce solution as refill, right? So even if it's that plastic box, if you reuse it multiple times, then it saves a little bit, right? And I think for the new companies, like small companies, it's easier to be more sustainable because we are only designing the products now and designing the packaging now. So we know from the beginning that we don't want to use plastic. But the big companies that they have already stocks like from ages of plastic, so they bought them and it stays in their deposit. So now what should they do? They cannot just throw away or burn it, or what should they do with it? Now that they're going to use it, and maybe next time when they are planning to order again, we'll do the change. But this is going to take ages. So that's why it's important for the small brands, like the new brands that are coming now, to avoid plastic and to be more sustainable. And there is also some of the recycled plastics. I know some companies that are using plastic packaging, but it comes from the recycled package. So this is also a step forward. It's not perfect, but it's better than creating new plastic, right?
So this plastic effect on a regular basis, like most of the people, like when people do marketing for their product by any means, so they show that they have a lot of accessories in their package. Like if I made a product for a client, since I have supply in bulk, I don't supply in retail business. So when I make a product, I just have to put a single label in a single color, and that's all. Then the brand use it, and if they like, they order in bulk. So I always told them that the package sector is yours, because I just can formulate the product. I can just formulate the product and provide to you. And they often force for the like packaging, but I think the one of the vision of my company is to make the product more sustainable and keep the distance from plastic and multiple colors, layers, stickers. So I think I'm trying my best also to leave a footprint on like not using of excess plastic in your product, but we always end up something where like we are talking about sustainability. So I think the biggest problem in sustainable business is that shipping, because you cannot just even you how much you can try from your side, but at the end, shipping will end up with carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is, and I don't know, until there will be some new technology invented, like that will reduce the amount of CO2 for the transportation. There is not much that we can do. What we can do is to reduce the size, for example, for the boxes, right? There are a lot of companies that like pack a small, let's say, cream in a big box, big empty box, right? So it occupies a lot of space. So like reducing the size of that box would also save, right? So I think one thing is designing the product to be sustainable, and the separate is thinking about the shipping and the shipping boxes and the wrapping, like paper, or instead of using, like bubble plastic wraps, try to swap them for paper, for example. And then, but it like there is always, like using too much paper ends up in deforestation, right? Because all the trees are cut to make paper. So plastic is less heavy than the glass. So glass is recyclable, but it's heavier. So it also ends up in releasing more CO2 in the air. So it's always like there will always be a good part and a bad part. So we just have to decide what else can we do, and keep improving, right? Like, for example, planting trees. As a part of the strategy for our products, we signed a partnership with a tree planting company. So for every bottle sold, we are going to plant a tree. So like that, even consumers would be like, feel a little bit less guilty because that product will plant a tree. But we also, like, tree plantings helps reducing the carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. And this is the least that we could do for the environment, right?
Yeah, that I can totally relate with it. So my side here, I just feel like if you buy 10 liters of waste wash from me, so for every liter we just put a little bit amount on the like for the trees. We just donate a small company which started yet. So they are planting. I mean, they plant trees everywhere in like villages or everywhere in the city. So we have a tiny amount saved for that company, because whenever we sold a liter of a product, so we pay to that company, and that company on behalf of us plant a tree. So in this way we can also try to save the environment. Plus
Yeah.
the person we are selling also become more happy with that, because he's also contributing in that planting a tree.
Yeah.
So we can try to save our environment in this way. So I can totally relate with your idea of planting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And there are like other strategy using the refills for the companies, or trying to reduce waste, to minimize the packaging, or to make multi-purpose products. Like one product will serve like as a cleanser, or as a balm, and as a mask. So like 3 in 1. This is also saving. And also the consumers need to be encouraged to not, overconsume, because due to the marketing for ages, overconsumerism has been pushed, and like buy 3 products at the price of 1, when people don't really need to buy 3 products, right? You need only 1. You don't need to buy 3 products, because they end up expiring and they are not efficient, and it's just some waste. So I think it's like companies' responsibility to try to not push to overconsumption. I understand this is like making revenues, but it's not helping the environment.
So the big corporations who are I mean who have a lab, who have everything to sell their product. So they are making something like if they are selling, for example, if you have acne, so I think you have to use serum or a face wash. It's up to you what you want to use. And so they have made a package box that you have to use their face wash, and then toner and then serum, and they just put a tag that after face wash you have to use this toner, the brand name and the toner. So it's more like it become more like a selling business instead of solving a specific problem of the skin. And the corporations, I think the big corporation is all about selling. They just don't care about acne or skin or anything. They just want to say make a huge profit on everything they make.
Yeah, unfortunately, everybody starts, with a good intention, but then it's transforming to a business, and I know it's too bad. So that's why we need to, encourage consumers to support sustainable brands, to recommend to each other sustainable brands, and to share on social media whenever they find someone like a small brand that really makes a difference. Just share it with everyone. It's not costly. It's not costly to just talk to people. So
yeah, I totally agree with your idea of it. So what exciting new projects are you working on, and what products we can see in future from Lilixir?
So right now we are going to launch with only 2 products. They are oil-based serums, one for the day and one for the night. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll adjust. We will try to get as much feedback as possible from the client to see if they like and what else would they want us to produce. Because when creating a new product, you need to know what people actually need. So like doing a good market research, getting feedback, seeing what people want, and then we will decide on the next product. But for now, we'll start with only 2. And these are like oil-based, and each bottle contains like over 20 different plant extracts. So they are concentrated, and people need to use only few drops for it to be efficient on the skin. They don't need to use a liter. So yeah, on our website we have the samples for these 2 serums, and like people who want to go and read more on the ingredients or on the benefits on the skin, they can go at lilixir.com and read about that, and also subscribe to the newsletter, because on the day of our launch we are going to have a giveaway, and some people will have the chance to win a product, a full-size product, and try for free. So that's a good, I think, way of making people discovering Lilixir products.
Okay, so my next question. So the next question is: do you think that people like Google formulators, people who are learning from Google, put a doubt on like people who are selling it professional like you and me? We are qualified, we learn from somewhere, and we are making products and selling it. So we know what we are doing, what we are making, and what we are selling, and we can answer anyone who can ask about our products or services, whatever we are offering. But the Google formulators, like who are making a cream or lotions or whatever they are making, they just sell out, and then when they become famous, and then suddenly their big product become unstable, like when I first started. So my body butter becomes like, after a few weeks, my body butter becomes a moisturizer. The solid becomes more of a liquid. So do you think that it's like it will put a doubt on the credibility of a handmade product?
I don't know if Google has such functionality, or if they are planning to develop something like to trust, to be able to verify if a product is stable or is properly preserved. Maybe it's a suggestion for them. Like for now, I don't think there is this type. We can by ourselves, publish the certifications, publish the test results. So when people are checking the website, they can see that, okay, this person actually knows what is doing. Like even right now on Lilixir.com at the certification, at the ethos section, I posted openly all my certifications, so people know that I am actually certified skincare formulator, and I don't just invent something or copy a recipe from the internet. It's that I created by myself from scratch. So I think this could help, but how Google will, like, I don't know, ban people or like right now the Google is a search engine, right? So it works based on the words that people are searching on the search console. So if you use the right words on your page for the product description, then when people search for those words, will find your product. But I don't think that currently Google has the functionality of identifying which product is good and which product is not good.
It's like if you search for how to make a serum or a face wash, there is hundreds and thousands of websites that will have the formulation. I mean, the formulation, just a random formulation, like without the using of preservative. So I was looking for, I found a book, and she called the book says the woman who wrote that book is a natural formulator, but she wrote a formulation. She wrote a lot of formulation of shampoo, and by using just cast iron soap and a lot of essential oil. I mean, just 5 or 10% of essential oil. I mean, how can you just use a 5 or 10% of essential oil in the product?
Yeah.
And she give it a name of an anti-dandruff shampoo. So what I want to say that why the company who are publishing the book and or the Google have that, Google don't have, I think, that feature to see who is certified to that. But most of the time, people just wrote the formulation on their website. They even don't have anything. You just also learn from Google. So they just learn from the Google, and they just wrote on the Google again with their own idea and concept.
Right. Unfortunately, this is the issue of today, of nowadays. Maybe it will improve in the future. But yeah, there is a lot of wrong information, and a lot of people believe this wrong information. So we cannot really do anything. We just, I don't know, need to educate the consumers how to research the ingredients and the correct products. Because otherwise, it's like you cannot do anything like right now. Maybe I'm hoping, like, with the artificial intelligence and new technologies will be, like, they will come with some solutions to, identify the products that are not safe, and like, I don't know. We'll see how it will happen. But yeah, I agree. There is a lot of wrong information, and a lot of people are scared of preservatives, for example. The preservation, I don't know. People got the idea that preservatives are bad. So because they are synthetics and they are bad. But this is, again, one of the wrong concepts, because if your product contains water or water extracts, it needs to be preserved, because otherwise it will start growing mold right away, or other types of bacteria. So products containing water, they need preservatives, but it's just there exist natural preservatives and synthetic preservatives. So if you want to create an entirely natural product, you can use a natural preservative. That's no issue. But people need to know that some declared no preservative skincare. This means that either the product does not contain water, so in this case it doesn't need a preservative, but it still needs an antioxidant like vitamin E or rosemary extract. But if it contains water, it needs to have a preservative. Otherwise, it's not safe and it's not helping. So here is busting another myth.
So you can expect anything from Google, right? Anything from Google and from Google formulators. So lastly, what is your ultimate goal for Lilixir, and what do you hope to achieve for your brand and products?
So our mission is to provide effortless skin-changing formulations for the conscious consumers who would like to benefit from premium skincare, and at the same time trying to reduce our impact on the environment and reducing the CO2 that it's created with our products, and also educating people on giving them correct information, like how to correctly take care of their skin, because a lot of time skin problems might appear because of wrong care, wrong products, wrong routine. So and to get a beautiful, healthy skin, it requires a routine. It requires to start with the cleansing your face twice a day, and then using a moisturizer or using some other like fat acids that are going to help your skin balance the natural oils. So yeah, I want with Lilixir to increase awareness about sustainability, to give people more value through educational content, not only selling, but also giving people other value. So if you can follow us on Instagram, for example, at Lilixir Beauty, on Facebook, or even on TikTok, each post will have a description and some useful information. It's not just posting photos, but it's also with each photos giving a message, sending some value, some educational value, or some encouragements, or some advice for people who really need that. So
yeah, I often check out your blog from their website, because it have a lot of updated information every day, and people often need to see these kind of websites, like people who are certified to write, so they can if they are certified, so of course they will write something that is like more ethical and more like you can trust on them, and not like those places where just you can found that says that using a plant-based product have disadvantages or like have no effect on the skin. So yeah, it's there's a thousand of myths, and there's thousand of things to learn and understand, because life is a learning. It's like a learning process, and you cannot say that I'm the boss here, or you knew everything in this world. So yeah. So
agree.
Thank you for coming, Lily. And
thank you for inviting me.
And it's really nice, and I learned a lot of things from you. And people who just come and saw and listen to you have also get a lot of information. So it's nice to see you, and of course meet you and talk. It's a really interesting conversation from you. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you you for inviting me. It was an interesting conversation, and I think you're doing a great job inviting, creating this podcast, because people can hear and learn something new and share the word. So thank you again, and good luck to you,
Yeah.
and have a good day.
Have a good day.